Over the past 8 months, I've been fixing a lot of rust on my F350, and I'm at the point where the cowl is next on the list. The cowl's main responsibility is to catch any rain from the windshield and redirect it to these rubber grommets on the side. It's not a bad design, but over time the seam sealer will fail, allowing moisture into the pinch weld, which can lead to a lot of problems down the road. So today, I'm going to show you how to clean and reseal the cowl. Starting off with the antenna. There's this chrome plate on top, which can be popped off with a flathead screwdriver. Below that is 4 screws that hold the antenna on. Next is the windshield wipers. These can be an absolute pain to get off, especially if they haven't been removed for a while. To remove them, all you have to do is pull up on the arm, and there's a small clip at the base of the wiper that gets pried up. After that, you just have to pull it straight back. Sometimes it's a little tougher than that. If you're having trouble getting it off, you can move the arm up and down as you're pulling back. Normally, that'll do the trick. Next is these screws along the front lip. This weather stripping is what stops water from pooling onto your engine. If yours is original, it would be a good time to replace it. I'll have a list in the description of a few wear and tear items in this area, if you want to look through and possibly replace some of them. I'll also have some links down below to paint and other items that I use later in the video. Lastly, there's 5 screws on top of the cowl. A magnetic screwdriver helps a lot here. I've dropped my fair share of screws down into the cowl. Once it's pulled far enough back, you'll see these 2 rubber lines. These go to your windshield spray nozzles. Both rubber hoses can be pulled straight off. Most of you will still have your hood installed when doing this, which is fine. The cowl can still be squeezed out even with the hood on. The only thing that I recommend is protecting the cowl or your hood with some painter's tape. I made the mistake of not doing that a few years ago, and some paint ended up getting scraped off. Upon first inspection, there's this black sealant which is supposed to keep the water out, but where it failed, rust started to form in the pinch weld. Since it's no longer working, I'm going to remove any loose sealant along with any trash that I find in here. These rubber grommets that I mentioned earlier tend to be a hot spot for trash. I'm not sure if you can reach them with the fenders on, but if you can, it's not a bad idea to clean them out. The driver's side wasn't terrible, but the passenger side had a whole rat's nest in it. It's important to remove this stuff, not only because you don't want rodents living in your truck, but also because these nests will hold moisture right up against the metal and rot it out. After both sides were cleaned out, it was time to start dealing with the rust. Luckily, there's only surface rust here. This could have been a lot worse. I've seen some of these areas with huge rust holes, which always suck to repair. To stop the rust from continuing, I'm going to use Eastwood's rust encapsulator. This does exactly what you think. The paint gets applied right over the rust, and it's designed to starve the rust of oxygen, which will stop any more from forming. I recommend wearing a mask and gloves when working with this stuff. It can be pretty nasty. For painting, I used a green Scotch-Brite pad to scuff up the surface. I followed that with some degreaser to prep it for paint. If you don't want to encapsulate the rust, you can also use a converter here. Both are good options. My only problem with this paint is its shelf life, or lack thereof. Once you open this paint, you'll only have a few weeks to use the whole can. Otherwise, it'll start to get gummy. So keep that in mind if you go this route. After I let this dry for 2 days, I came back and scuffed and degreased the surface again. This time, it was for the seam sealer. Applying seam sealer to the passenger side is easy. There's a ton of room to work. The same can't be said about the driver's side. There's going to be some awkward angles you're going to have to work with. I found that putting seam sealer on my finger and applying it by hand works best for some of these spots. It's not going to look perfect, but As long as the pinch weld is sealed, I'm happy with it. Depending on what seam sealer you're using, top coat times will be different. I'm using this SEM black seam sealer, which can be top coated immediately. But I do like to wait about an hour so it hardens up a little bit. If you don't, you can run the risk of messing it up with the paintbrush. So this is technically sealed, but I'm going to take it one step farther with this butyl tape. This stuff is waterproof, and unlike seam sealer, it doesn't need a top coat. It could be a little bit tricky to install since it starts sticking to everything. Once you get it in place, all you have to do is push it into the seam and you'll have a waterproof seal. I've seen online that butyl tape can last up to 60 years. I highly doubt that's going to happen here. But as long as it lasts for a few years, I'll be happy with it. The main part of the cowl is taken care of, but we still have the side areas. I've never heard of these areas really rotting out, but while I'm here, applying some extra protection can't hurt. I'll be using this internal frame coating on both sides. I chose this for a few reasons. The main one being that Eastwood supplies this 360-degree spray wand. It's great for getting full coverage in areas that you can't necessarily see. The other reason is that it's very similar to the rust encapsulator in the fact that it's made to get applied directly over rust and stop it from spreading. It's recommended to blow out whatever area you're trying to paint. I don't have a compressor, so I skipped that part. But one step that I don't recommend anybody skips is taping up any excess holes. This stuff is made to get everywhere, and it's going to seep in between panels. So if there's any unsealed holes, it's going to fly straight out of there and cover whatever it hits. So some blue painter's tape goes a long way. Like I said before, it's hard to see where you're spraying the stuff and how good the coverage is. But the 360 nozzle does a very good job, I do have to say. After about 2 passes on both sides, everything was mostly covered. And I only used about half of the can. Again, it's not perfect, but it's protected. And that's the main part with this stuff. As long as there's some type of paint on the metal, it's going to help it last so much longer. So that is how you reseal the cowl on your OBS Ford. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.